Hello everybody, welcome to the Comic Game Movie Show. My name is Deshaun and today I'm here to review Wrath of Man. This is a new Guy Ritchie and Jason Statham movie. Now, Jason Statham has been very strange because most of his movies are not actually good. Like, outside of his appearances in the Fast and Furious movies, he really hasn't been in anything of any real substantial note. Especially not anything that's gotten, this big of a buzz. Like, he's been in stuff, but nothing that's really gotten a lot of noise for it, except for this. And, mainly because he's reuniting with Guy Ritchie. He worked with Guy Ritchie early on in his career, before he was action man Jason Statham. This is before any of that. He was working with Guy Ritchie. It was back in, it was the one with, was it Short? I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it's Get Short, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But, he worked with Guy Ritchie many years before. But in this movie, Wrath of Man is about, Jason Statham plays a character simply named H. Now, he has a name, but he's just basically, he's nicknamed H, and everyone calls him H. And he joins this, this armored cash, transport team. The armored cash trucks you see go by, transferring funds from banks, from departments, from stores and stuff. The armored cash truck people. And he decides, and he's working for him. And, clearly there's something up with this. Because this is how the movie starts. You don't know what's up with him. He just comes in. He's working for this armored. Well, really the movie starts with an armored truck getting robbed. And you only see it from a certain angle. Guy Ritchie loves to do that. Guy Ritchie loves to, the thing that Guy Ritchie has flair with is how he tells stories. Sometimes he kind of tells them out of order. He tells them from different angles. He likes to set up stuff to come back to it later to show, and then show a bit of it and show it from one character's perspective, then come back and show it from another character's perspective. He likes to play with stuff like that, and there's a lot of that. Now, me and Seth both sort of agreed. The movie does seem like it might be all over the place. Now, me personally, I could follow it just because I've watched a couple of Guy Ritchie's movies, so I know how he likes to do it. So I'm it's not that off-putting to me. And I've seen movies like this before. I've seen a lot of movies like this before that like to tell the story kind of out of order to kind of make it like pop and then bring it back together, and it's like, oh, it all makes sense in the end. So that's kind of how he tells this story. So when it's the first thing you see is just the truck getting robbed. You don't know why. Did you just okay, this truck's getting robbed, and then it leads into Jason Statham's character. Now, if you saw the trailer, you kind of already know. If you saw the trailer, you know what's going on. Jason Statham is infiltrating this cash whatever organization because his son was killed. Because it turns out while that truck was getting robbed, his son, it was an innocent bystander, got killed by the guys who were robbing it. So he infiltrated this, the cash truck, armored cash truck transport to find the guy to not only find the inside man, because even he agreed that the only way, because later on you find out really what's going on, and eventually he even agrees with certain other characters that it had to have been an inside job, so he's gonna go inside and hopefully he can catch the guys. And like I said, very quickly when he gets there, everyone very quickly realizes there's something off about him, that he is way too good. Like, he's way too good. He's way too good to be doing this job, and there has to be a reason he's here, and there's something off about him. Everyone working with him, and he's got this calm, cool demeanor because he doesn't know who's the inside person, so he's cold to everybody. He's not close with anyone because really he doesn't give a fuck. He just wants to find the person who killed his son. And this movie kind of goes off. This movie, I don't want to spoil too much of the movie because it just came out, and there are actually some little twists and turns throughout the movie. None of it is all that shocking. Like when it happens, it's like, okay, that makes sense. If you've seen any movies like this before, when the twist happens, you might not be like sitting there like waiting for it, but once it happened, you go, no, that makes sense. That's how I felt about the movie when the quote unquote twists and turns and reveals happen. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. It wasn't like, oh shit. It wasn't like freaking It wasn't like Spider-Man: Homecoming when fucking Adrian Toomes comes walking out the door and it's Liz's mom, with me and fucking Mark like, what? Like, me and Mark were just like, what? It wasn't, nothing like that happens in this movie. All the twists and turns are just like, okay, I guess that makes sense. Like, that's pretty much it. And that's probably the best compliment I could give this movie, is this is a Jason Statham movie that actually makes sense. Like, Jason Statham's not known for being in movies that make any lick of sense. But like Doug said, it's a revenge movie slash heist movie slash, you know, it's a movie about a lot of things and a lot of moving pieces. But by the end of the day, it gets bloody, it escalates and escalates and escalates until, like, it is just a bloodbath near the end of this movie. And me and Seth, we rather had a good time. We had a good time watching it. We had a good time piecing the puzzle together, piecing the movie together, figuring out the details. The things that were revealed, you know, once you realize who Jason Statham's character is, I thought that was pretty cool. I thought that was a different aspect to go. They didn't do the Taken thing where it's like, oh, he's a man with a particular set of skills. I mean, I guess they did do the Taken thing, but they didn't do it the same way. They didn't do the, oh, I used to work for a government agency. No. He's something much worse than that. It's like, oh, no. And minor spoilers. Imagine if Kingpin's son was murdered, was killed by a robbery. That's what Jason Statham is in this movie. That's basically what he is. Like, what if Kingpin's son accidentally got killed in one of these robberies? And what would Kingpin do to find the gunman? Because it gets brutal for a while there. Like, it's a really hard movie, man. And, like, me and Seth are watching it, and, like, some family came there with their daughter, and, like, partway through, right around the time where people were getting, you know, getting bagged and punched in the face and blood spurting all over the place. Right around that time, they started walking out with their kid. I'm just like, what did you think this movie was? Why did you bring your freaking, like, 10-year-old, 9-year-old to this? What were you thinking, dude? Like, what are you doing? I mean, Seth was just looking at him walk out. We're like, why'd you even bring them? You don't wasted your fucking money, about $30. You guys got popcorn, so about a $50 affair went down the drain because you thought you could bring your fucking kid to go see this movie. Why? Just because you saw Jason Statham? Jason Statham is in a lot of hard R movies. I don't know where you've been. But anywho, maybe they saw Hobbs and Shaw and went, oh, it must be like that. They didn't see the rated R tag near the bottom because it's pretty bloody, it's pretty violent. Like, you know, it's up there. There's not like any sex or nothing in it, except this one particular scene where Jason Statham literally hooked up with this chick, planning on interrogating her at gunpoint, literally moments later. Just bang her, get up, put your clothes on all calmly, ask her, get up, and just stick it. It's like, what? I was like, I don't think I've ever seen anyone do that before. I've never seen anyone do it in that order before. I've seen dudes like flirt with a girl, get her in the room, and then I'm gonna interrogate you. I ain't never seen a dude do quite like that. That was pretty funny. That was a pretty nice laugh there. But anyways, overall, I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was that great, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It had a pop to it because it had a pop to it. The ending was a lot more brutal than I expected it to be. I really enjoyed the way it was shot, the way it looked. So, you know, I'd give it a solid 7. Wrath of Man, I'd give it a solid 7. It's not the most revolutionary thing. It's something that, like, if you just want to go see a movie at the theaters, like, you know, get some popcorn, you know, go out with some friends, it's a nice thing to go see. You know, it's not as over the top. It's not like going to see Godzilla where you're seeing a spectacle or anything. It's not like even maybe seeing Hobbs and Shaw, the Fast and Furious movies, like where you see a spectacle. It's smart enough. That's what it is. It's not cerebral. It's not like you're going to see fucking, you know, Tenet or some shit and you got to bring a freaking notepad. It's not that cerebral. But it's smart enough that you feel smart for understanding it. That's what I'll say about the movie. It's smart enough. I don't think it has a candle on The Gentleman. Oh, God, I love The Gentleman. Oh, The Gentleman was such a good movie. By the way, if you have not seen The Gentleman with Matthew McConaughey, and it's a Guy Ritchie movie he made before this, go watch The Gentleman. Do yourself a favor. That's a treat. This movie isn't that, but if you like The Gentleman, if you like Guy Ritchie, you're going to like this movie. So I'd give it a 7 out of 10. I had a good time watching it. I didn't regret paying my money down. It was a nice movie. It flew by. I didn't have to, like, literally, it didn't feel like we were even there for very long. It flew by. You know, honestly, it felt like there was more movie left in the movie. Like, I was waiting for more movie, and I was like, oh, that's it. Oh, it flew by. So, you know what? If any movie that I could sit down and watch, have a decent to good time watching, you know, it fly by, it doesn't feel like I wasted my time, it's a good movie in my book. So I give this a 7 out of 10. have you guys seen Wrath of Man? If you haven't, check it out. If you just, you got nothing to do this weekend, this Sunday, got nothing to do, want to go out with a couple friends, eat, watch some stuff, eat some popcorn, check out this movie. Thank you guys for coming to Come Get Movie Show. Please remember to like, subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Goodbye.